Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 11th of November 2020. You can see here the two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 8 to 9 very important current affair and the most important current affairs of the day. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about our Affairs Cloud subscription, that you can buy our Affairs Cloud subscription with two methods. You can visit our website directly, that is Affairs Cloud / current affair. There is a link of the subscription, or you can directly go to the description box of this video. There is a link of the subscription. You can directly reach by clicking on that link. What you will get in the subscription, you will get the daily current affair PDFs in the form of the theory and in form of the question and answer. You will get the weekly PDF arranged according to the week wise, and there is a weekly test, very important to evaluate yourself. There is a monthly PDF section also. In this monthly PDF, you will get the 5 PDFs, and under these 5 PDF, one is related to the question and answer PDF, so that all the current affairs of the month converted into the question and answer format, so that you can revise and retain the current affair very easily. Next section is belongs to the pocket PDF. It is very useful to revise the current affair quickly. And next is the banking, finance and the economy PDF, very useful for the banking aspirants. And last one is the question and answer top 100 questions PDF. It means top 100 questions of the month or the current affairs of the month will be given in the form of the question and answer. So all these subscription, daily wise, weekly wise and the monthly PDF and the weekly test, available at very minimum cost. If you visit the website or you go to the description box, there is a link, then you will surprised to see the price. And guys, on that minimal cost, we are providing you 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount. You can see here the two best images, but we are starting with the first question. Which state has signed a MOU with NTPC to establish ultra mega renewable energy power park to illuminate India's border areas with Pakistan? It means that is definitely true that the country is Pakistan and the neighboring state will be the answer. So all the four options has a neighboring state with the Pakistan. So you have to give me the answer within 5 seconds. That which state has signed a MOU with NTPC to establish ultra mega renewable energy power park to illuminate India's border areas with Pakistan? Very important question. Mark under very important. I read 2 times so that you can understand the question. And guys, the state is the Rajasthan. Remember, the state is Rajasthan. Rajasthan state is very important. Earlier, Rajasthan is basically supplying power through the traditional methods. Now they will use this ultra mega renewable energy power park so that they can eliminate the border areas with the Pakistan, because Rajasthan shares over 1,000-kilometer long international border with the Pakistan. So that is very important if you are viewing the international relation, or if you are viewing the national current affairs. Very important. And the park will be 8,000 megawatts capacity and will comprise almost 4,300 megawatt of the wind energy, 7,300 of megawatt is the solar energy, and 120 megawatt is the biomass. It means all the energy resources which will be creating 8,000 megawatts will be renewable energy resources, that is the biomass, solar energy and the wind energy. You can see in the picture also 8,000 megawatt renewable energy park to light up India's park border area in the Rajasthan, guys. So you can see also there that Rajasthan state is very important. Why Rajasthan is important? Because there are 3 national parks are very important. Sariska National Park is there. There is a Ranthambore National Park, very important, guys. Ranthambore. There is a Kaladeo Ghana National Park. There are 3 national parks in the Rajasthan that are very much important. I am repeating again. Sariska National Park, Ranthambore National Park is most important, and Kaladeo Ghana National Park again is very important. And who is the Chief Minister of Rajasthan? You all know that is the Chief Minister is the Ashok Gehlot. Ashok Gehlot. Very famous festivals, Camel Festival, Kite Festival, Pushkar Fair is also in the Rajasthan. And very famous folk dance. Folk dance is the Ghumar folk dance. So remember, Ghumar. I think you all remember the Padmavati movie. That is the Ghumar dance. You all know. Now moving to next question. Which state will host the International Bird Festival in February 2021? Mark under most important question, guys. Most important question, that which state or the which city will host the International Bird Festival in February 2021? Now one more important thing, that it will be held in the February 2021. So it is very important. And it is the International Bird Festival. Again, second key point is important. And which state? So after selecting the state, I will tell you the exact place where it will happen. and the state is, guys, Uttar Pradesh. Very important state, Uttar Pradesh. Dudhwa National Park is in Uttar Pradesh. Remember, Dudhwa National Park, UP, very famous. And you can see here Gorakhpur to host the International Bird Festival in February. So remember, the state is UP and the area is the Gorakhpur in the Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur. And it is very important because the International Bird Festival will attract international level tourists for Gorakhpur Lake and the bird watching. Very important because due to the COVID-19, tourism very much slow down, and it is in need of an hour so that the increase of tourism can be take place. So it is very important. So remember, International Bird Festival will be hosted by the Uttar Pradesh and the area is the Gorakhpur, or the district is the Gorakhpur. You can see also here International Bird Festival will be organized in Gorakhpur district in February 2021. Gorakhpur is developing in the tourism and ecotourism sector and is set to have a zoological park in 2021. Shaheed Ashfaq Ullah Khan Zoological Park, Ramgarh Lake were declared as the first notified wetlands of the state. Remember this keyword, and very important if you belongs to the Uttar Pradesh. Otherwise, very important for the national affairs also, but if you belongs to the UP, it is most important question for you guys. Shaheed Ashfaq Ullah Khan and Ramgarh Lake were declared as the first notified wetlands of the state. This is very important. And all you know that Chief Minister is the Yogi Adityanath ji, Governor is the Anandiben Patel ji, and capital is the Lucknow. Move to next question. And Dudhwa National Park in UP also very important. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Uthan Mahabhiyan, and this scheme is known as the Pradhan Mantri or the Prime Minister Kusum scheme, comes under which ministry? So a very simple question, that this PM Kusum scheme comes under which ministry? And there is a target under the Kusum mission, that is by the 2022 the Indian government will achieve 30.8 gigawatt of the clean energy resources, that is the solar capacity only. That by the year of 2022 Indian government will achieve this solar energy target, generation target is 30.8 gigawatt. So remember gigawatt, and it is under the PM Kusum scheme and it comes under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. I already told you that is the basic mission of the solar energy. So Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. And who is currently the Minister of New and Renewable Energy? That is the Raj Kumar Singh, Minister of State and Independent Charge, Raj Kumar Singh. So remember this also. You can see also here that Ministry of New and Energy Resources scale up PM Kusum scheme goal to 30.8 gigawatt solar capacity by 2022. This is important. And guys, Kusum scheme is for the farmers for installation of the solar pumps and grid connected solar and other renewable power plants in India. So it is one of the initiative to double the farmer income by the year of 2022 by using this renewable resources, that is the solar panels. So this is important. So mark under the important section and mark the name of this scheme and mark the minister also, Minister of New and Energy Resources, that is the Raj Kumar Singh. Now move into next question. According to Interstate Migrant Policy Index, that is the IMPEX 2019, which state topped in interstate migrants? It means it is not including the COVID-19 situation. So I am just referring the word 2019 and mark very important question. And what is the answer, guys? Tell me within 5 seconds. And the answer is very simple. That is the Kerala. Kerala, guys. Very important. Mark. Second place goes to the Goa. Third is the Rajasthan. Fourth is the Andhra Pradesh. That is on the serial order. Kerala is highest in the migrant policy index in 2019. It means Kerala topped in the interstate migrants. And migration comes under Article 19, guys, and it is a fundamental right for every citizen, that is everyone freedom to reside anywhere and to choose any place for work or the profession. So this is a very fundamental right under the Article 19, that is right to freedom. Remember this also. And Kerala topped in the interstate migration. So remember this is just basic question, not so much you can say the most important, but mark under the important section. Migrant Policy Index, Kerala on the top. You can see here also, migration now has released Interstate Migrant Policy Index 2019, stating integration of the interstate migrants. And now remember one more important thing, that migration now is a name of organization who basically released this index, Interstate Migrant Policy Index. India average IMPEX 2019 score for 28 state and the Union Territory of Delhi is 37 out of 100. It means out of 100 on an average all over India, 37 peoples migrate. IMPEX examines state performance on the 8 policy areas, basically child rights, you can say the education, and so many things they are considering. Like they are focusing on the 8 policies. Health also there, sanitation also there, housing also there, labor market also there, industrialization also there. There are main 8 policy areas. So by which they are basically examining the migrants or the migrant needs. So it is the Interstate Migrant Policy Index, and Kerala tops in this. I repeated 4 or 5 times so that you can remember, guys. So it is very important. Move to next question. And guys, Kerala is important. I forgot to remember. Kerala is very important. That Kerala Silent Valley National Park is there. In Kerala there is a you can say the Anayamudi peak. That is the highest peak on the western coast. There is a Eravikullam National Park is also there. There is a Periyar National Park is also there. So remember these all the important things. Move to next question. According to Doing Business in India, the UK perspective, which state showed maximum incremental improvement? It means in the MSME sector, or you can say in the business sector, the state is improved from the last performance. And from the last 3 years, the state is improving. And the state is, guys, Maharashtra. So remember, the state is Maharashtra. So answer is D, and the index name is Doing Business in India, the UK perspective, which state showed maximum incremental improvement. So remember, today we discussed 2 indexes. One is related to the interstate migration, that is the Kerala, and Doing Business in India, the UK perspective, that is the Maharashtra. You can see in the picture also that UK IBCC 6th annual report on Doing Business in India, the UK perspective, November 2020. UK Investment Minister Lord Grimstone basically released this type of the report. And you can see also here 66% of the surveyed UK business found easier to do business in India due to progressive reforms. Very much progressive reforms are going on due to COVID-19. That is, labor laws become flexible, and you can work for more hours now. Even there is a labor market also flexible now. Maharashtra came out as the state with maximum incremental improvement, followed by Karnataka, Delhi, Gujarat, and the Tamil Nadu. You can remember this, but it is not so much important question. Just mark under the important. One more important thing here is the Maharashtra. And there is very important 2 rivers originating from Maharashtra. One is the Godavari, guys. Godavari originate from the Maharashtra. That is from the Trimbakeshwar plateau. Trimbakeshwar plateau near Nasik. And second important river is the that is the Krishna. Krishna also originating from the Maharashtra. That is from Mahabaleshwar. So remember these 2 very important things. And in Maharashtra there is a Tadoba National Park. Tadoba National Park, that is in Maharashtra. That is important. And second one is the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. That is again important, guys. So remember these 4 things which I told you about Maharashtra. 2 rivers originating from Maharashtra. One is Godavari, second is Krishna. Godavari originating from Trimbakeshwar plateau, Krishna originating from Mahabaleshwar. And there are national parks. One is the Tadoba National Park, second is the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. That is important in Maharashtra. Now moving to next question. Which bank launched a new indigenous RuPay debit card, that is the National Common Mobility Card, NCMC? So mark under the important section, but this bank is not so much important, but this question is important. And answer is, guys, Karnataka Bank. So bank is not so much important, but the question is very important, that RuPay debit card, known as the National Common Mobility Card. It means the card is the bank's first ever contactless card. It means Karnataka's bank, it is the first contactless card by the Karnataka Bank, that is known as the RuPay debit card. And the card is an international contactless, debit cum prepaid, and you can say the transport card also under this card. And it is also known as the One Nation One Card. That is a card with many benefits. So remember the Karnataka Bank. Karnataka Bank's headquarters is in Mangaluru. By the name you can guess. Managing Director and CEO is the Mahabaleshwar. No need to remember. Mahabaleshwara MS. Full name is the Mahabaleshwara MS. No need to remember. In 1924 it was established. But the important thing about the Karnataka Bank is the tagline. Your family, bank across India. Your family, bank across India. That is the basic tagline of the Karnataka Bank. So no need to remember all the things about Karnataka Bank. If you want to remember, then remember the tagline of the Karnataka Bank. No need to remember anything. And it is a contactless card, and it is a Karnataka Bank first contactless card. It is also international, it is also national debit card, and it is also can be used as a transport card. That's why it is known as the one nation one card. It means a card with many benefits. So these are all things remembering about this news. Karnataka Bank Limited launched National Common Mobility Debit Card. So you can see here, it is the bank's first ever contactless debit card. And this card is an international contactless debit cum prepaid transport card, one nation, one card, a card with many benefits. I already told you all the things. Now move on to next question and mark under very important section. Which insurance company launched COVID Shield Plus? Remember this keyword, because by this keyword you can remember the answer. COVID Shield Plus, India's first individual COVID-19 life insurance policy. So there is a, you can say the exclusively life insurance policy related to the COVID-19 known as the COVID Shield Plus. So which company, which insurance company basically started this type of the insurance, that is the COVID Shield Plus? And answer is, guys, C, that is the Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance Company. Edelweiss Tokyo Life Insurance Company, and it is a Mumbai based company, Maharashtra, and established in 2011. No need to remember the managing director, that is Mr. Sumit Rai, but no need to remember because this insurance company is not so much important. But this is important because the COVID Shield Plus type of the life insurance policy started by this company, and it is Mumbai based company, and it is established in 2011. So why COVID Shield Plus started? So it is very simple, because basically it is a comprehensive solution, provides financial protection against the impact of the COVID-19 diagnosis. So remember this. Edelweiss Tokyo launched India's first individual COVID-19, that is COVID Shield Plus. This is important. Now move on to next question. Who released pictorial anthology on Mahatma Gandhi in Nepali language titled Mele Bujeko Gandhi? Mele Bujeko Gandhi. And what is the meaning of this Mele Bujeko Gandhi? It means the Gandhi as I understood. The Gandhi as I understood, because it is in Nepali. So who launched this type of the pictorial anthology? So it is basic to celebrate the Mahatma Gandhi's 151st birth anniversary. So that's why they launched this type of the pictorial anthology. It means it is a combination of Gandhian pictures. And it is basically Vidya Devi Bhandari. That is the first and the only woman president of the Nepal history. So remember this. Nepali language, in Nepali language it is launched, and it is by the Vidya Devi Bhandari. And recently you all know that MM Narwane visited Nepal by the invitation of the chief of the Nepal. You can see here, Nepal President Vidya Devi Bhandari releases My Understanding About Gandhi. My Understanding About Gandhi, that is the Mele Bujeko Gandhi. And it is why this pictorial anthology launched. It is just to celebrate the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. You can see here, as the Gandhi I understood, or My Understanding About Gandhi. The special anthology was released to celebrate the 151st birthday of the Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. Yesterday, one student commented in the comment box that it is the 151st birth anniversary. Yes, 151st birth anniversary. Now, move on to next question. Mobivic partners with which company to launch its first card? It is a first card by the Mobiquick. Mobiquick Blue American Express card, a digital prepaid card. So answer is very simple. By which company, with which company they launched this card? This card is launched by the C, that is the American Express, because you can see the card name, Mobiquick Blue American Express card, a digital prepaid card, that is by the powered by the American Express. So remember, many companies are tying up with so many institutions so that they can release a card, and earlier it was Paytm who started with the SBI and the Visa, so that they can start a virtual card or the physical card. But now it is the Mobiquick who started with the American Express. So remember this. You can see the card also, that Mobiquick, this is the American Express. So they both launched a payment card, that is the flexible credit limit card. So remember this. And remember one thing more, students, it is the first prepaid payment card of American Express with a flexible credit limit. With this launch, Mobiquick becomes the first non-bank Indian company to become a member of the American Express network and issue cards in India. This is most important statement which I am telling you, that Mobiquick becomes the first non-bank Indian company to become a member of the American Express network and issues card in India. Because earlier I announced that it was Paytm, but Paytm is currently a Paytm Small Finance Bank, so it is a category of the bank. But Mobiquick is not a basically bank, it is a non-bank Indian category to become a member of the American Express network and issue cards in India. And remember about the MobiKwik, headquarters in Gurugram or the Gurgaon. Co-founder and the CEO is the Bipin Preet Singh. Co-founder and CEO is the Bipin Preet Singh, and it was founded in 2009. And the most important here is the American Express. It is also known as Amex. American Express, also known as the Amex, and headquarters is in the New York, that is the United States of America. And who's the chairman and CEO of the American Express? That is the Stephen Squeri. Not need to remember the last name, that is only remember Stephen. So guys, this is all for this news. Moving to next question. Which won the Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award 2020? Which won the Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award 2020, or who won this award, Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award 2020? All the options are related to the doctor, so keep calm and give the answer within 5 seconds. So now most important keyword is the Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award. Why this award is given to any person? This award basically started in 2018. It means it is the third time that it is given to any person, and it is basically given to the best published work in the field of infectious diseases, which also includes the prevention, control and the treatment of the diseases. So the Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award goes to the Dr. Satish Mishra. Dr. Satish Mishra. He was very renowned doctor in the, or you can say the very principal scientist of the division of the molecular, you can say the immunology at the Council of Scientific Industrial Research, that is the CSIR, and Central Drug Research Institute, that you can say the CSIR, and CDRI. CSIR stands for that is the Council of Scientific and the Industrial Research. CDRI means Central Drug Research Institute, that is a subsidiary of the CSIR, and he currently works under this organization, and he is the principal scientist of the division of the molecular and immunology at the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So remember the name, Dr. Satish Mishra. You can see the picture of this person, Dr. Satish Mishra. CSIR CDRI scientist Dr. Satish Mishra bags Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award. And why he received this award? For his research work on the life cycle of the malaria parasite. For the life cycle of the malaria parasite. You can see here, he is awarded for his research work on the life cycle of the malaria parasite. Dr. Satish Mishra was elected as a member of National Academy of Medical Science in 2019, and he also received the Shakuntala Amirchand Prize from Indian Council of Medical Research in 2018. So no need to remember all the awards, but this person is only recognized as the Dr. Tulsi Das Chugh Award, which you have to remember, because this is very important for the examination point of view. And now one organization is there, that is the National Academy of Medical Sciences. This is very important, and National Academy of Medical Sciences headquarters in New Delhi, and who is the president? Dr. Saroj Gopal. Dr. Saroj Gopal. Remember this. Move to next question. Who is the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission? That is the basically static question, and it is very simple. I think all the students should know this answer. 15th Finance Commission chairman, and all the options are very recognizable options. And YV Reddy is the chairman of the 14th Finance Commission, basically 14th. Vijay Kelkar is the chairman of the 13th Finance Commission, Vijay Kelkar. KC Neogi is the chairman of the 1st Finance Commission. Guys, remember this. KC Neogi is the chairman of the 1st Finance Commission. And who is NK Singh? NK Singh is the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission. 15th Finance Commission. Nand Kishore Singh is the chairman of 15th Finance Commission. I think all the students know this answer. And why this is in news and why I asked this question, mark under the very important question, because this Nand Kishore Singh or the 15th Finance Commission submitted its report for the 5 years, because all you know, they are submitted, they have to submitted the report for the 5 years, that is for the 2021 to 2025 for the financial year. It means you can say 2021-21 to 2025 to 26. This is the main time period of the Finance Commission report. So remember the time period of the report of the 15th Finance Commission. So I already told you who is the chairman of the 1st Finance Commission. Remember, he is the chairman of 1st Finance Commission, KC Neogi. He is the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission. And you can see here 15th Finance Commission submits its report on 2021, 22 to 25, 26. It means for the 5 years to the President of India. 15th Finance Commission led by the chairman Nand Kishore has submitted its report titled, what is the name of the report? Finance Commission in COVID time, for a period of 5 years. and the Finance Commission chairman give this report to the Ramnath Kovind ji. The commission has examined and recommended the devaluation of funds between the center and states for the 5-year period. Because what is the work of the Finance Commission? It is just to distribute the tax between the center and the state. And it is a constitutional body. Finance Commission is a constitutional body under Article 280. All the members and the chairman is appointed by the president and can be removed by president. And time period of the Finance Commission is 5 years. So remember, this article is 280 under the Indian Constitution. First time that a chapter on the healthcare scenario on the country is introduced to boost public health spending, because they are basically telling the distribution of taxes between center and state. So that's why they also added one chapter. This is the first time that they also added a chapter of the healthcare scenario and healthcare scenario funding, because center have to give some money to the state so that they can spend on the public health issues. So remember this, it is the first time that public health spending is also included in this report. Very important, guys, remember this. Move to next question. Who authored the book titled How to Be a Writer? Very important book, very important writer, and he's Indian writer basically. Many people or the many students basically think that he's a foreign author, but he's an Indian author, and the name of this person is the Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond, he's an Indian author. Remember, the book name is How to Be a Writer. How to Be a Writer, very important, and you have to remember. How to Be a Writer is a book of the Ruskin Bond, and it is published by the HarperCollins. And the very good publication, Penguin Publisher and the HarperCollins, is Maxim News, HarperCollins. And the book gives practical advice for every person who is aspiring to write and be published. So this is basically for that. And the book gives a glimpse into the writing of the Ruskin Bond, the author who has over 70 years of successful writing career. That's why he write this book, How to Be a Writer. You can see the very beautiful image, How to Be a Writer, Ruskin Bond, and this is a typewriter basically. Move to next question. Who wrote a book, Jacinda Ardern, Leading with Empathy? So remember, this is the most important book. Why this comes under the most important? Because it is the biography of the Jacinda Ardern. In the last 3 or 4 days, I am talking about this lady, Jacinda Ardern, and she is the Prime Minister of the New Zealand. Remember, she is the Prime Minister of the New Zealand. Very important, Jacinda Ardern. And I am basically showing you the image of the book. But before that, you have to tell me that who wrote this book, Jacinda Ardern, Leading with Empathy. This is basically biography, not an autobiography. And it is by the Supriya Vani and the Kale Hart. That is the both A and B. Because I told you it is not an autobiography. So Jacinda Ardern option is out. So only left Supriya Vani and the Kale Hart. So answer is the both A and B. So it will examine the Prime Minister of New Zealand through the author's interview, multitude of the public statements and the speeches. And the biography will give readers an insight into the inner world of the Jacinda Ardern. Very important. And it is published by HarperCollins. I already told you the two publishers are very important. That is the Penguin Publisher and the HarperCollins. Otherwise, author is not famous, then you don't have to remember the book. Or if the publisher is not famous, no need to remember. But sometimes banking exams, under the banking exam, so many questions asked about the publisher also. So remember the publisher, that is the HarperCollins. The biography of New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern will be published in 2021 by HarperCollins. The biography will give readers an insight into the inner world of Jacinda Ardern. Already told you. Jacinda Ardern was re-elected in 2020 New Zealand general elections. Move to next question. Which state won the best state at the second National Water Award 2019 for water management? So a very simple question and very simple answer. And the state is very basically you can say very stable irrigation projects under the state. So they manage the water system and water distribution for industries, commercial establishment and the other institution, basically solve the issues. And you can say that they also started so many applications for the water distribution for industries, commercial establishment and the other industries. And the state is the Tamil Nadu, guys. Remember, the state is Tamil Nadu. And Tamil Nadu is very famous. Annamalai Tiger Reserve is there. Mudumalai Tiger Reserve is there. Very important. There is very famous that is nuclear and atomic power. That is the Kundakulam nuclear power plant. Kundakulam nuclear power plant is again in Tamil Nadu. So many things. I am repeating again. Annamalai, Mudumalai, both are tiger reserve in the national parks. And the last one is the nuclear and atomic power, that is the Kundakulam nuclear project. And there is one more tiger reserve is also there, that is the Kalakkad or Kalakkad, that is the tiger reserve in the Tamil Nadu also. So remember these 3 tiger reserves in the Tamil Nadu. And for the water management, Tamil Nadu got the first rank. You can see Tamil Nadu bags best state award for the water management. Move to next question. Which state launched a mobile application Secha Samdan? That is the Samadhan. Secha Samadhan. Most important question. It is again for the water management. It is again for the water management, guys. Remember, it enables the farmers to directly connect with the water resource department, so that any type of the grievances, they can send the photographs or the videos to the app, and the app will basically direct to the authorities. And according to this app grievances, they will resolve the farmer's issue within no time. It means the immediate steps will be taken regarding the grievances of the farmers. And this state is, guys, Odisha. Chief Minister is one of my best Chief Minister, that is the Naveen Patnaik ji. Very simple person, Naveen Patnaik. You can see here, CM launches 4 online services of water resource department, and one is related to the Secha Samadhan app for the irrigation related problems. And any farmer, if any farmer have any problem related to the water resources, then they have to basically open the app and they have to just submit their photograph or the videos, so that the immediate steps can be taken regarding the grievances of the farmers. And Odisha Chief Minister already told you, that is Naveen Patnaik ji. Governor is Ganeshi Lal ji. And very famous biosphere reserve is the Simlipal Biosphere Reserve. Simlipal Biosphere Reserve is in Odisha. Bhitarkanika National Park is in Odisha. And very famous, that is the Chilka Lake is also in Odisha. Chilka Bird Sanctuary is also in Odisha. So much things in Odisha, guys. Secha Samdan to enable farmers to directly connect the water resources department. With this application, the farmers can send their grievances through photographs or the videos, and immediate steps can be taken regarding the grievances of the farmers. Move to next question. Farmers India defender Satyajit Ghosh dies. Remember, that is the India's defender Satyajit Ghosh. So you can say the person is not so much important, but you can remember the name Satyajit Ghosh. He was basically former footballer player of India, and remember, he defended India in the 1985 Nehru Cup. Defended India in 1985 in the Nehru Cup of the football. So remember, just name is important, Satyajit Ghosh. Next question. World Science Day. World Science Day for Peace and Development. Guys, this is important day. Mark under the important day, that is the World Science Day. And it is annually celebrated on the 10th of November 2020. How you will remember? Because 10th December, every student knows that is the International, yes, Human Rights Day, on which day the Nobel Prizes are given. And just 1 month before, exactly 1 month before, there is a World Science Day for Peace and Development. So remember by this. I remember by this, so you can remember by this. The first World Science Day was celebrated in 2002 under the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is the UNESCO. So it is celebrated to highlight the role of science in the society and the need to engage the public on the discussion on the emerging scientific issues. So very important. And the most important organization here is the UNESCO, who observe this day. Very important. UNESCO headquarters in Paris, and who is the Director General, that is Audrey Azoulay. So remember, UNESCO headquarters is in Paris and Director General is Audrey Azoulay. What is the theme of the World Science Day? That is the science for and with society. And remember, why this day is celebrated is just to highlight the role of science in the society and the need to engage the public on the discussion on the emerging scientific issues. Remember this. So now all this for today, and now moving to the one-liner important points. One-liner important points. Not so much important, but you can remember. IRDA, that is the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, set up a 9-member working group headed by the R. Chandrasekaran to revisit the retail business of engineering tariff. So no need to remember, just remember this name, R. Chandrasekaran. If the question come, then by the option you can cover the question. Now, next important thing in this question is IRDAI, that is the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, established in 1999, and who is currently chairman of IRDAI? Yes, guys, you have to tell me who is currently the chairman of IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. That is Dr. Subhash Khuntia. And where is the headquarter of IRDAI? That is Hyderabad, Telangana. So remember these three things: established in 1999, and chairman is the Dr. Subhash Khuntia, and headquarters in Hyderabad, Telangana. Next is TCS to acquire 100% shares of Post Bank system from that is the Deutsche Bank. So it is the TCS who is basically acquiring 100% share of the Post Bank from the Deutsche Bank. Next is the Bhagat Singh Kishori released the book Majhi Bint, authored by the Rajendra Dard. So no need to remember, this is not so much important book, but you can remember this book name, that is the Majhi Bint, so that the question can be covered if the examiner is rude. Nirmala Sitharaman attended first BRICS finance minister and central bank governors meeting virtually, and the most important keyword is the BRICS, and BRICS 2021 chairmanship lies with the India. Chairmanship goes to the India, and India will host the BRICS games also in the Haryana, in the, you can say, in the Panchkula. So now moving to next question, that is the Verizon Hyperloop completes first ever human trial in the Hyperloop port in the US. Very important news. You can remember it was covered in the last 7 to 8 days. You can remember, I think I covered this news at the starting of the or the ending of the October month. Verizon Hyperloop, because it is a traditional, you can say, the method to sending persons from a pipeline at a very high speed, that is a hyperloop, and it is basically word generated by the Elon Musk in 2012. This word is generated by the Elon Musk in 2012, and it completes its first ever human trial in the Hyperloop port in the US. And it completed. It is very fast, guys. Verizon Hyperloop is very fast, and this Hyperloop covers 500-meter distance in the 15 seconds. 500-meter distance in the 15 seconds at the 172 km/h speed. So it is very important, and it is very safe for the traveling. And Maharashtra government recognized Hyperloop as a public infrastructure project. This is again important. Which state basically recognized Hyperloop as a public infrastructure project, and the project is also going on in the Maharashtra area. And in October 2020, Virgin Hyperloop announced a partnership with Bengaluru International Airport Authority Airport Limited to conduct feasibility study for a proposed Hyperloop corridor from Bengaluru Airport. So remember, the second state is the Karnataka. It is not basically the state government tie-up, it is basically the Bengaluru International Airport tie-up. So that at the Bengaluru Airport, they can establish this Hyperloop so that everyone can travel fast. And Verizon Hyperloop signed a memorandum of understanding with Punjab Transport Department also in 2019. So there are three states basically important, two states and the one airport authority. One is the Maharashtra, second is the Punjab, and third one is the Bengaluru Airport. And Verizon Hyperloop headquarters is in the United States. Next is the Raksha Mantri Rajnath unveiled anti-satellite missile model in DRDO Bhavan, New Delhi. Now, most important is the DRDO. DRDO headquarters is in New Delhi. Maxim people marks the Bengaluru. I already told you that headquarters is in the New Delhi. And who is basically the head of the this DRDO, chairman of the DRDO? That is the G. Satish Reddy. And remember, this anti-satellite missile installed inside the Defense Research and Development Organization in New Delhi. Remember this. And Mission Shakti was the country's first ever anti-satellite mission. Mission Shakti was country's first ever anti-satellite mission. So these things are very important. So these are the one-liner important points. Now, thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe this channel and press the bell button so that the notification comes to you directly. And guys, please provide 700 plus likes so that we can make more videos on the different contents, and it will be very useful to you. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, definitely. And thank you guys for watching this video. Take care.